Disney AM, everyone. Disney AM, and welcome to another exciting edition of the LPTV Disney Morning News Update. I was happy with this for a while. I think we need a name again. All right, Kyle is my partner over there. He is the managing editor of Laughing Place. My name is Doobie Mosley. I'm the co-founder of Laughing Place and the IT guy.
We also have a new sidekick. I don't know if you know about this.
Oh, tell me more.
There he is.
Oh my goodness, Hamburger Helper. I've learned so much about Hamburger Helper over the past 48 hours. I've gone from no real knowledge to this is the greatest thing in the world to everyone's shooting it down. They're saying it's not that great after all. Do you have an opinion?
It fondly as a kid, that and Tuna Helper. I didn't quite understand what it was. I guess I never really thought about the name until I was older, and I was like, oh, I get it now. Apparently you're in that phase where you're like, I think I get it now. I don't 100%. You get it in some context, but other ones throw you for a loop, apparently.
Well, so apparently the meat's not included, and that was a big. All right. Anyway, we are going to talk about
which is what originally made you decide that you wanted it, because you're like, oh, I could just put Impossible instead.
That was the moment I walked in my house and realized by talking it through myself that the meat was not included. One of my lowest points.
Jason Bateman was shaking his head.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the past, usually 24 hours, but in this case, about the past 72 hours and what's going on with Disney, what to look forward to today. Looking back at some awesome stuff last week as Disney 100 kicked off. It's going to be a fun show. Thanks for joining us. But as always, we start with the stock report. Kyle, I'm changing the stock report up on you.
Okay.
I am really tired of this. What's the stock doing today? Who cares what it's doing today? I want to know what it's doing since last time, but we don't have a last time right now. So what I'm going to start doing is keeping track of where Disney stock is at the time we do this segment, and then you can compare what it is now compared to last time.
Okay.
But right now we don't have a last time. So just give me your guess as to what the Disney stock price is right now.
I think, well, last time I think it was around 107. So I think it's up a bit from that, but I think it's down for the day a little bit, technically.
Dude, I don't care about the day.
Okay, let's say it's up from 107 then.
You are right. It is at 108.6. Go Disney. And then oh man, goodness me. Hotkeys. Hey Kyle, how you doing? How do you think the Disney stock's doing today?
I think it's up from the last time we spoke.
You are correct. 108.6.
Unless you count the time we spoke
just a minute ago. So Disney stock is strong after that.
We'll see.
That was
about a week away from earnings, a little bit more than that. So that'll be a big test on February 8th. So make sure you're tuned to Laughing Place on that day and every day, but especially that day.
And they're either gonna do great that day or do poorly that day, and
those are the options.
Well, no, I mean, in my opinion, the stock is not going to stay flat that day. It's either going to pop or it's going to drop. So make your prediction.
It can also pop and then drop, or drop and then pop.
It could. So get your money. This isn't a day where it's going to stay flat. You can make a lot of money on that day. So get your money in.
Day trader doobie. Day trader doobie.
And Laughing Place does not offer stock advice, but I'm just saying you can make a lot of money that day. You can lose a lot of money that day, but it's not going to be a boring day.
So today in the United States, you'll see I am just off of that thunderstorm, which is interesting because it was sleeting not 3 minutes ago, and we had freezing.
Where are you here? Help my mouse find you.
I would be like, I'm using my mouse as if that's going to work. Right on the corner, the edge of that curve in Missouri there. I'm kind of close to it. No, that's Iowa. Missouri's below that.
This is Missouri.
See where the green circle is?
Oh, so you're right down
the
here.
Edge of that green circle. Yeah, somewhere about there.
You're much farther south than I thought.
It might be a little. I mean, it's harder to read these maps, but yeah, somewhere in that part of Missouri, southwest Missouri. But anyway, general thunderstorms. You also see California on the coast there. There's a little bit of general thunderstorms over there and to the north of Orlando in Florida. But getting into specifics, yes, rain has returned with a chance of showers through the mid-afternoon in Anaheim, with temperatures that will stay in the 50s throughout the day. Over in Orlando, oddly not raining, partly cloudy with highs in the 80s, and the low that is still in the solid 70s. Things will also look good on the Aerophile Wind Index over there today. Castaway Key, 80 degrees, partly cloudy with a bit of a breeze. In Paris, they're in the low 40. What's that? Paradise? Yes.
Paradise every day.
From Paradise to Paris, low 40s right now, dipping into the 30s as the night goes on. Tokyo tomorrow will make it up to the mid 40s and stay in that area all day with mostly sunny skies. Shanghai tomorrow, partly cloudy with highs in the low 60s, but they will plummet to below 50 degrees in the evening. And then Hong Kong tomorrow, mid 60s throughout the day and breezy, but the humidity will keep the real feel around the on-paper temperature.
Feel around the on. That's such a weatherman thing to say. I like that.
Thanks.
All right, so that is the weather. So last week, of course, the big news was everything going on with the kickoff of Disney 100. We are not able to quit that cold turkey, so we're going to put some bows on things this morning. Virtual queue, which debuted at Individual Lightning Lane, which debuted at $20 all weekend, I believe.
I did confirm it was all weekend.
Okay, and this morning?
This morning dropped to $15, which is interesting because the Genie Plus is still the same price at $25 that it had been the same time. Rise of the Resistance still $25, but Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway dropped to $15 and now puts it at the same price as Raider Spanish Racers across the Esplanade, at least for today. So I think this makes some sense if you looked at the way the sales were going for Runaway Railway. They did hang on for a while, so I don't know if they just wanted to try to extend that or if they're just out of the goodness of their hearts making it a little bit cheaper for families to enjoy this attraction. But yeah, thought that was an interesting development this morning.
Yeah, goodness of their hearts. I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing. Yeah. And I just checked, and the return time right now, if you get an individual Lightning Lane, is right now. So you can spend your $15 and just hop on the ride, which is usually the return time. At some point, the return time becomes much later in the day.
And of course, the first distribution for virtual queue was at 7. The next one will be at 1. Of course, the 7 o'clock filled up right away. But
did it fill up right away?
I couldn't tell you how long it lasted, but when I checked, it was probably about 7:15, and it was already saying 1 o'clock. So.
Hello, Stephen, and Nikki B. With her Bullwinkle.
Yeah, exactly. With the best.
Did you see the Bullwinkle?
It's Rocky. I did not see the Bullwinkle. But I did say that the engineer must have gone to Wasamata. No, I saw it when you guys were talking about it. I was like, is there some Disney character I don't know of called Rocky the Squirrel? And then I was like, oh, nope, it is Rocky the Flying Squirrel, the one I was thinking of. So I didn't actually watch the whole stream. I just popped in to try to find the technical difficulty.
We're referring to the stream that Disney did at 2 p.m. On Friday, which I don't think they've put up for reviewing. It wasn't up immediately, and I haven't checked to see if it's back. But when they had some technical difficulties, they went to a typical kind of technical difficulty screen. And in this case, since Nikki B has the best picture of it for us, it was Rocky the Squirrel in the middle of test patterns.
Rocket J Squirrel.
Hilarious because Disney does not own Rocket Squirrel, and I'm pretty sure they have some IP of their own, probably related to whatever software or system that they're using. But
so really does hilarious. Universal own that? Because they have Dudley Do-Right, which seems like it'd be part of the same catalog. And I think I actually met Rocky and Bullwinkle at Universal when I was a kid.
Is that ownership or is that just licensing ship?
Well, you know what I mean. They own the rights to it in a theme park.
I tried to type in who owns Rocky and Sylvester Stallone came up. So this is why you have to be. So I saw Plane last night. You get an example of tunnel vision. I saw Plane last night and I wanted to put up a review on Facebook. So I go to Google Images and I type Plane, just expecting it to know I want the movie. And obviously it showed me a bunch of pictures of airplanes. So Google needs to listen more to my life. So it can be more accurate.
An exclamation point.
All right. Anyway, that is what's going on with Runaway Railway this morning. This surprised me. So this is a tweet from Nemo Finder 22. And did I share the right head? Yes. So it is a pictures from the queue yesterday. And it says Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is using an outdoor extended queue. You exit the building near the Mickey Christmas Carol set. And you can see some of the pictures here where you actually go outdoors backstage as a part of the queue. And why? I mean, going backstage is not often
imagine
something
that it's I think it has to be related to downtime. Like I think that
why just
because
why do you keep letting people come in?
Because you already let them in. Like if you tell people that they can return at a certain time, then you let them return. But then now you have too many people. So that's my only guess. Like obviously you wouldn't keep upping the number of boarding passes allowed back in, but you could have already called them back.
So you called them back anticipating them filtering back in as others filter onto the ride, and there was no ride to filter on, but you've already called them back. So you can't call them back and say, don't come in. And so you use outdoor queue. Okay, that makes sense. That actually makes sense. And the shame is they don't anticipate that rides are going to be down and account for that, so you don't have to queue people backstage on the brand new attraction that has virtual queue. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. You have a great answer for why it could be happening, so I applaud you.
I'm not saying it's good, obviously. Like, that's very weird, especially to take you from this highly themed queue to backstage.
I think we were doing a lot of
having people flow out of Toontown, probably.
We were opining that this was the best queue in the history of Disney, and given what I just saw, I'm not sure I think that anymore.
Gideon, is he going to weigh in on this? Did this shatter the illusion?
I don't know if he's tuning. He likes to tune in for the morning show, but I don't know if he is today. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going through some stuff from Disney 100 that we didn't miss. There was so much that kicked off last week, and then a lot of it kicked off actually on Friday. So we did the best.
Website that did not kick off. Otherwise,
have we checked this morning?
I haven't checked this morning. Let me do that right now. Actually, let me check something else real quick as well, because that's kind of important.
While you do that, I'm going to show.
On that one.
One of the cool things they do these days, whenever they have something special, is they have photo pass opportunities. They call them, but cool photo passes. So here's one where you get the Disney 100 kind of scrapbook style with Mickey and the ticket. I think that's pretty cool. And you can see some of those here. So and the balloons. So I'm a huge fan of this. I never get them because I'm not photogenic, but I love to look at other people. So these are very cool.
Yeah. So those do look nice. And I've confirmed the Disney 100 site still coming 2023. And also the Happy Meal toys that we talked about still says coming soon.
Here's some more of that. This is really cool. The Disney 100.
That is cool. Ooh.
I mean, PhotoPass steps up their game. I feel like when you make something its own department and they have to justify their existence, they figure out a way to make it cool, and they've done that here.
This is perfect for hashtagging.
She changed color for Mickey's band concert, the first Mickey color cartoon.
Yeah. So that's gonna be so awkward to film, though, just to kind of sit there and be like, "What am I doing? Just for another one? Oh, we still got one more. Okay."
Magical. Wait till they get to Runaway Brain.
Great in theory. I don't know how well that would execute.
We need to find out. I know Mike Celestino's going to the park soon, so I think we have another assignment for him. Time to get some photo passes. Let's see. And then tickets. This I didn't see coming. Frankly, I didn't know tickets still existed.
Yeah, imagine that. Paper ticket media. I guess I wasn't sure about this either. Yeah, I mean, it both is like, yeah, that makes sense. We've seen these designs before on various art that they've come out with for the 100th, so not terribly exciting, but still cool, especially if you do buy a paper ticket and you can have a free souvenir.
That's true. You get a
$150 souvenir.
You get to keep it forever. Well, so if it costs the same whether or not you get a ticket, then I think you can technically say the souvenir is free.
Yeah, it's included. It's not free. It's included.
I'm usually one to go for that included, not free, but a little tighter that time. Anyway, another cool thing that has debuted is the Disneyland Band doing a Disney 100 medley. Let's give a listen to some of that.
This might start with "It's Wondrous," but.
Sing it, Kyle. All right, let's get to that medley, I hope. This
Relevant.
This is sweet.
Some good alto sax.
And there's swaying.
There's a part coming up that we weren't 100% sure where it was, and I knew it right away. I knew what the melody was, and I knew it was from Moana because I've listened to that soundtrack a lot, but I couldn't figure out what song it was because it's not like one of the hits. And so I had to go through the soundtrack and be like, maybe it's part of the score. And I'm like, no, it's part of the soundtrack because I listened to the soundtrack part of it, and I know I heard it. I could sing along to it. Not with words. But...
Did you find it?
I did. I think it's coming up.
Nikki B's gonna cry.
40 seconds.
Okay, let's see where we are. Oh yeah, it's coming up. We'll hang out. Let's listen to these guys. We're watching the Temptations.
Remember when people were upset that they thought they were getting rid of the Disneyland band, but they just made it so that it's like a marching band instead of like sitting there in Town Square?
Yeah, but now they're sitting there in Town Square.
Well, they're marching there in Town Square.
This is pretty cool. They have really embraced the Avengers for Disneyland entertainment. That's your Disneyland band. Nikki B is going to cry. We can't let that happen. So that's another cool thing that has come for Disney 100. What else we got that we missed first time around? All right. So you saw live from us the premiere of Wondrous Journeys on Main Street, and also had a good view of the castle. As we've mentioned many times, it actually looks different depending on what projections you're watching. Main Street, the castle, Small World, or Rivers of America. And we now have on our YouTube Rivers of America views. So let's just take a look at some of that.
She ran across that that house.
I would like to point out there are lots of projections on the house, so I feel vindicated.
But you could see how that would be hard if it was just that.
And they're doing it right now. It's doing just fine. But they do use projection screens as well. This is a really cool view. This might be better than Main Street.
I like the, I was trying to find a good thumbnail, and I like the one where you see Rapunzel kind of like looking up at the fireworks. So that's what I went with.
That's what I feel like Quasimodo was doing when he first came out. He was like climbing towards them. This is like World of Wondrous Journeys, I think. You see it from here.
And yet, when I asked Tony where he would watch the show from next, he said Small World, not here. So you'd think he would want to go over to World of Wondrous Journeys.
I think he's being protective of his World of Color love. This is really amazing. Wow. Wow. Obviously, the rest are all projections. Here, they're able to do projections as well as really incorporate water effects too. And the fact that they went all out to do that for just this occasion. Crazy.
Yeah, like they said, in years past, previous shows have just kind of duplicated what the projections were. on the castle, and this was the first time that they did it like as a separate show, almost like obviously synced up the same way, but yeah, made it really tailored it.
And speaking of Wondrous Journeys, I want to show you guys this. This is just a clip from William Shandling. And sorry, give me one quick second.
Are some seconds quicker than others?
And he's talking about Wondrous Journeys in this clip. He's the Lens spokesperson. Let's see what he has to say. This is one of the interviews we have on our site from our numerous interviews during the Disney 100 kickoff last week.
In their stories, our guests are going to be surrounded by that when they see the show. So it could be something as large as that, or something as small as a detail of the meerkats from Lion King peeking out on Main Street, USA. They scurry up from one particular window. I haven't seen that at any of the other locations, whether it's a Small World or in front of Sleeping Beauty Castle or Rivers of America. So these details will really allow our guests to be able to see the show again and again, like those details we were talking about.
So it's kind of a big Disney animation mashup, and we're going to be hunting for all these little details, I think, through the course of the entire next year. One last question I have for you. When I said the number 62, I believe if I'm doing my math right, I'm including a movie called Wish, which is not yet released. Now, am I right in saying that movie might be represented in Wondrous Journeys?
I will say stay tuned. You'll have to take a look for yourself to see if you can spot all those little tiny details. So that's why we're kind of sticking with the wink of 60 plus
Disney Animation Studios feature films.
Wow, I think Doug might be moving down to second place with that performance.
That shirt, I really like Mike's shirt. I'm kind of jealous. That's not my favorite like parade, but it's a thumbs up for me.
Do you agree with me? Mike Celestino has been growing the mop for some reason. Would you agree that it needed to get cut before Disney 100, looking at this picture?
I like the Muppet look. I like a Muppet Mike.
Okay. The shirt looks good. Mike is always...
As someone who wears a hat on this show most of the time because his hair is messed up, yeah, I sympathize. I am probably going to cut the hair, though. I asked Becca, I was like, you usually give me a hard time when it gets any length. Why haven't you insisted that you let me shave it yet? Because that's what my wife takes care of me. I haven't been to a barber in I don't know how long. We go through a cycle where I grow it out. Sometimes she'll try to save some of the side piece and shave around it, but otherwise I'll have a crew cut pretty soon.
Fun fact, Kyle just admitted he has a side piece.
Yes, I just mean like we'll keep some of this and then just shave around it, and so you still have like a little length on top, but might be past that already. Might just have to part with it.
And then one more interview clip I want to show you. This is from Jennifer McGill, World of Color 1 producer, which is the show that debuted at Disney California Adventure. And she's just going to talk a little bit about the message you can get from World of Color 1. And I thought this was interesting.
Like kind of an insider like tip or thing to look for, especially for musicians out there, is that as our fountain programmer, who was amazing, as she started to program things, she actually used the sheet music for that score, that section of it. And as she started to program the fountains the way, the lighting designer, he chimed in and he was like, I can do that with lights. And then our laser designer chimed in on top of that. So it really kind of proved out that theory of like one decision can cause that ripple effect. And we ended with Pixar actually reanimating some of those sections so that the musicians in that section were playing along to our music instead of what they did in the film.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So it once again gives the message that we saw in Sliding Doors, that film, right?
Basically.
Yeah. One little
there, Mike has different colored buttons on the shirt too. I'm just getting more and more jealous as with each passing interview.
Oh, the buttons make it. I didn't notice that before either. But every time I look at the shirt and think how cool the shirt is, then I get back to Mike's hair and it just ruins everything.
Am I a man or am I a Muppet?
Muppet
I want to get demonetized again.
Muppet should not be able to dress so nice. So anyway, that is our kind of review of some of our Disney 100 coverage. You can catch. Goodness, I don't even. Let me show you something real quick.
I must have uploaded personally like a dozen videos. So I'm sure we have more than that on the site over the course of the past.
Let's take a quick look.
148 hours.
We've been updating our playlist.
I try
Yeah.
to.
All right, so we've got B-roll from before they put it out. We've got a full rider cam of Runaway Railway, which I want to sync up with the rider cam that Jeremiah did in Florida. Full Q tour, the kickoff of Runaway Railway with Kent Potrock, interviews, the Disney Gallery, which we didn't mention today, and I tour of that Mike did, more interviews, and then of course full show of World of Color 1, both opening night where it was quite windy, preview night where it was quite windy, and opening night where it was much less windy. So that opening night performance is really great. Wondrous Journeys from 2 locations, obviously a full POV of Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway, stuff from the castle, ribbon cutting. So we covered it all, and it is all on our YouTube channel. Go check that out.
Also, if you're planning to watch the old World of Color, Tony has what could be the final performance of that up on our site as well. Not part of the Disney 100 celebration, obviously, but also new to our YouTube.
And I haven't watched that yet. Are you able to make out World of Color over Tony's tears in that?
I didn't peruse. I was in bed by the time he uploaded that video, but
all right. And as great as things are down in Southern California, they might be even better in Paris.
This is so cool. They're kicking off their grand finale, which is a weird thing to say, but they just released a video this morning, kind of showing some clips of some of the stuff that they've done, and also celebrity appearances. But you have to check out this first effect. This is amazing.
Get ready. You want to watch this from the beginning because this first effect is Bafo.
Salut tout le monde, c'est bon, je suis là, on peut commencer.
Moving your body, come on, feel the beat. Let it get stronger. Come on, dance with me. Give me the feels, feel the power.
We're all so cold.
We're grateful for the opportunity, and happy 30th anniversary, Disneyland Paris. 30 never looked better. To many, 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 many mouths, many more years.
That's crazy. I want to watch
it there.
Just that last part again where it has all the drone footage, because that is just so phenomenal.
Yeah, like watch the way Captain America crosses his shield from the projection to the drones.
Yeah, that's what happened there, right?
And that was like a pulsing music thing.
Or trying to destroy the tower.
And the logos themselves are so cool too. They get they seem less impressive after the other stuff, Spider-Man hanging off. You even see I didn't notice the first time, there's actually you see a little bit of web coming out of his hand to attach him to the tower.
Oh yeah, right over. You can't see my mouse, but right over here he's got. You can't see my mouse, but up at the top he's got a web attaching. This is drones. We don't have this in America.
I think this really shows how many there are too, because that's it's not just an outline of Spider-Man. That's he's filled in.
We should count. Who do we have low on the totem pole we can assign to count here? Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Hopefully someday we get a cool drone show here in the States, because this is the stuff they're doing. I mean, you picture what a drone show can do. I've seen drone shows before, but I haven't seen them interact with the real world this way. Real world is projection, but still, I haven't seen them interact with the real world, with the buildings and with projections before. It is phenomenal. And
we were saying, the way that they you'd think that they're going to be these big things that you would notice, but they're so small that they kind of appear and disappear at will. So when he's throwing that shield, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't see it in formation ahead of time.
nothing, and you barely hear it. They're not only small, they're quiet, and you're like you know something's happening. You're looking up in the sky, and then all of a sudden it just appears. It's amazing how cool it is, and yes, Florida, the stepchild. How come it doesn't have it? I mean, we've heard stuff about the laws being perhaps different on how drones work in America versus overseas. I gotta believe there's something to that. Otherwise, we would. Because not only is it amazing, I gotta believe it's cost effective too. It doesn't involve people. It doesn't involve fire. You know, it's not a consumable other than electricity, like fireworks are pretty expensive. It seems like it's a cost effective. So we need to get somebody on that. Do some investigative report. Where are the drones? They did one for a very short time at Disney Springs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the Intel drones that went on to also be seen in the Lady Gaga Super Bowl halftime show that year, or probably the following year, technically. But.
Okay, so they've done them in America. So
no, I think it's more about like the castle. If you think of where there's too many people around the castle, so you can't have them over people. Whereas Disneyland Paris, the way that their castle set up, like you can close off a reasonable area and have them fly in, not have them fly over people. I think.
Why not Hollywood Studios and Tower of Terror, like we just saw? I mean, and there are streets back there.
That's why people are thinking, you know, maybe Epcot, if you had them staged in a barge or something, and then if there's enough room for them to the lagoon.
Yeah. We've talked before how maybe the issue is they can't be over people because they might hurt people. But as we said, that is a positive because it would be a cushioned landing for the drone and they would even cost even less to maintain. So I don't get it, but hopefully one way or another, they will figure out how to get drone shows here in America and we can see something as cool as this. Because as we always know, as we've been saying since day one, Paris gets all the cool stuff. Parks.
Famously. Everyone loves that, especially that park. Walt Disney Studios park, always known as one of Disney's best, unrivaled. Not even by Tokyo.
Well, go ahead, Kyle. I'll be right back.
I'm being sarcastic in case people don't know. That park has had a troubled history. It was basically built because if they didn't build it, they were going to lose the rights to the land. So they just kind of threw together a concept that they'd already done before, and it was really lacking, and it's turning around. And this Avengers Campus opening is a big part of that. And then now being able to do these nighttime spectaculars on this scale over there is a big deal for it. And that'll continue with their opening Frozen relatively soon, and perhaps some sort of Star Wars thing that seems to be questionable, but they keep putting it in the concept art. So we'll see how that goes. And then as far as Orlando entertainment goes, you know, they're going to get Happily Ever After back in April, and then eventually they'll get the new Epcot show later this year. We don't have a name for that or any other details, but like we said, hopefully, potentially some drone usage, but we'll have to wait a few months on that. And I have to keep vamping, but it looks like he's wrapping up any second now. I made it all the way up until like 15 seconds ago.
Way to go, Kyle. What I missed?
Oh, I was just talking about how this is a big deal for Walt Disney Studios Park, and then how Walt Disney World's also got some new stuff on the way. Some new old stuff and some new stuff.
We are going to transition to something different now. From the most amazing thing Disney theme parks has to offer to did you know that DVC, Disney Vacation Club, has a song?
I have so many thoughts on this, but let's watch it first.
Okay, we're going to watch this song. 3.5 minutes. You know what would have been smart? Put this on before that conversation I just had.
When you see a shooting star, the adventure inside your heart is pulling you close to where the future starts. The magic that's in your eyes, traditions we build for life. Year after year, the memories fill the sky. Everybody, welcome home to your home away from home, where magic never ends, with family and friends, making memories so strong. We believe in somewhere new, a place where all your dreams come true. Together we can grow, let the whole world know where we are is right, right where we belong. Unforgettable days and nights, it's something you can't describe. Disney vacation will make you feel alive. Everybody welcome home, to your home away from home, where magic never ends, with family and friends, making memories so strong. We believe in somewhere new, a place where all your dreams come true. Together we can grow, let the whole world know where we are is right, right where we belong. The laughter is timeless, imagination, it has no age. Disney memories begin today. Everybody welcome home, to your home away from home, where magic never ends, with family and friends, making memories so strong. We believe in somewhere new, a place where all your dreams come true. Together we can grow, let the whole world know where we are is right, right where we belong, right where we belong, right where we belong. Where we are is right, right where we belong. Disney Vacation Club, it's right where we belong. Disney Vacation Club, it's right where we belong. Disney Vacation Club, it's right where we belong. Right where we belong.
Oh, that's the best commercial for Disney I've seen in a long time.
So I think, to me, that this just shows the power that a good melody can have, because those lyrics are not good. And it is a commercial, like the auto-tune ending with the Disney, but like, first of all, rhyming home with home, try a little harder. And let the whole world know that this is where we belong. It's like they're just plug and play lyrics. It's all about that melody and the music, and it's you know what it reminds me of? It's definitely like a Disney song, but it's also like a praise and worship song.
It
like
is
that sort of. That's what it is.
That is CCM, and Disney is a religion for many people, so it's pretty appropriate. So here's my contrarian view. There have been 3 new songs that debuted over the past week, and this is the best of them. This is better than Wondrous Journeys, better than Catch a Wave or whatever.
Even that Disney Vacation.
That's the best part. Everybody, welcome.
I'm also confused as to why it says Disney Files on Demand.
No idea.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know what the Disney Files on Demand thing is. They have a playlist for that. I don't know what
it's better than a song written for a timeshare should be, but it's also, not great upon closer inspection, I think.
Well, this is where we differ.
But I also enjoy the disclaimers about theme park admission is not included with your...
That was good. I'm sorry. That's a great song. That's a ditty, and the visuals with it makes you.
It's a ditty, not a bop.
A ditty. Yeah, it gives you some emotions watching that. It makes you. It's good. You're wrong, Kyle. Kyle is heartless. We know that. He's just proving it again.
I'm not heartless. It's commercial. Thank you, Luke. Welcome home to your home away from home. If that were in any other song, you'd be like, well, that's crap.
When you see a shooting star, the adventure inside.
Right, we've heard it unencumbered. Now Kyle may commentary as it goes.
To where the future starts.
So far, so good.
It's fine.
Magic that's in your eyes.
I mean, it's generic and
Traditions we build for life.
Traditions we built for life.
Year after year,
I mean, it kind of reminds some parts of this. I used to have a tape when I was a kid where they dub in your name. And it's like, we're gonna sing about Kyle, and there's parts of this that sound kind of like that.
Away from home, where magic never ends. With family and friends, making memories so strong. We believe in somewhere.
Or princesses.
A place where all your dreams come true. Together we can grow. Let the whole world know.
Together we can grow. Let the whole world know where we are
What's wrong with
and
that?
where we belong. It has nothing to do with the Disney Vacation Club.
Unforgettable days and nights.
That does.
It's something you can't describe. Disney Vacation will make
The Disney Vacation, that dub in there, makes me think that they probably had this song for something else, like some other celebration, and then just like dubbed in relevant lyrics. That I get that vibe, because I mean Disney's been known, like we talked about this last week or 2 weeks ago, where Disney's been known to take a song and reuse it for other entertainment things. So it wouldn't surprise me if this was written for something else.
If they did, fine, because it's a great song. They should reuse it for everything. Maybe they can put it over Wondrous Journeys. I almost expect to see that in Papyrus.
Skip ahead to the auto-tune thing for people who might miss the auto-tune ending.
Is that at the end?
They're really home, yeah.
You have no heart, Kyle.
It's a commercial, dude.
And where it's at, too. I mean, all the visuals, it's all a package. Did you notice? Where's it at?
I'm not talking about I'm talking about the song. We're talking about the song. Like,
It's a music video. It's not just a song. It's a music video. Did you notice when it goes from the giraffe to the giraffe?
And
from Moana?
look, there's a Moana thing, and then they're on the same like thing. And Lonnie.
Mr. Bob Newell likes it.
Genie
Genie++.
plus.
Don't care. You're wrong. Oh, he says Friday is better.
7 a.m. waking up in the morning, gotta be fresh.
You know what, I kind of like that song too. I legit like that song. Anyway,
Where's the lawn chest set? Is that a
that's a part of the Riviera Resort.
Oh, Riviera? Okay.
Yeah, the BBC Riviera. It's like a big lawn chest set. Anyway, in other news, we may play that again later because that's a ditty. I like that a lot. In other news, Avatar, the big giant flop Avatar: The Way of Water that Disney released and dragged down their stock price, has now become the fourth highest grossing movie worldwide all time. Joining number one, Avatar, the original, number two, Avengers Endgame, number three, Titanic, and just passed Force Awakens, which means, in a manner of speaking, Disney has all five of the top grossing worldwide films of all time. Crazy.
Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought? I mean, they don't really. They just purchased them. They're like, yeah, who's number six? Let's go buy that company too. Let's see what else is going on over at Walt Disney World. Some sad news. A classic Disney restaurant that is a favorite of everyone, which is, I'm sure, why they decided to close it. Trails End at Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground is not closing, but it is currently, or it has been, a table service restaurant and a buffet, more often than not as well, is now going to become a quick service marketplace, which is a great disappointment to me. I actually love the breakfast buffet at Trails End. We did that fairly regularly. But times they are changing. It did lack, you could often have a wait over there, and if it did, they had a very small quick service place, but you were kind of out in the cold, literally, if the restaurant had a wait. So it's probably a necessary change. But for those of us who love Trails End, it is a sad day.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever been over there, but from what I've heard, people like it's more of an emotional attachment than being like, it was really good. It's like, yeah, well.
Yeah, I mean, there are better buffets, but honestly, the breakfast buffet, one of the things that was great about it is buffets at Disney are notoriously really, really expensive. This is no longer the new Vacation Club song, are very, very expensive. But the one at Trails End actually was relatively moderate, unless they raised it a lot in the past couple of years. But as I recall, we used to go there, maybe 10 years ago for like $15 for a breakfast buffet at Disney. That is just a very reasonable price. And good. I love the breakfast pizza very much. Fort Wilderness to the gym. It's fun to get there because you have to park on the outskirts and take a bus, and it makes it just kind of an adventure, or go to the TTC and take a boat over from the Magic Kingdom. Or in my Svelte days, that we'd actually walk from the bus station and get lost, and it just take you forever. It's not that easy to find. It's fun. Miss it already. It hasn't even happened. And at Disneyland, speaking of saying goodbye, oh my goodness, they're taking away all our gems from our childhood.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. What's that from? Oh my goodness.
We were just talking the jumping jellyfish.
Yes.
And, oh my goodness, please watch your children.
The Disneyland All-American College Band is taking a hiatus. They're there most summers. I think they took a short break during COVID, but other than that, they've been a staple for years, decades. And you knew summer was here. 1971, you knew summer was here because the band came. And they posted on their Instagram. Do we have the post here? Yeah, posted on their Instagram that we want to share the college band will be taking a hiatus at this time, which is no end date shown. And then they talk about their history and their legacy, and they would get, musicians from various colleges, not just one. And I think the band leader for many, many years was from USC, a band leader, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
He's the most famous one. If you've seen it, you remember. So this was kind of sad. I want to get an LP investigative report and find out more about why this is happening.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. I mean, except I guess my only thing, we were just talking about how the Disneyland band is now more of a marching band instead of a concert band. So there's a little bit of overlap there in terms of what they'd be doing, but still.
Yeah. Maybe that goes to it. I don't know. I mean, they're college kids. They don't have to pay them, do they? It couldn't be a money thing.
They have to pay them.
They do have to pay them?
I know. Believe it or not.
I wasn't paid when I was in college. Tomorrow, we're very excited. The Sweethearts Night kicks off at Disneyland tomorrow night. Mike Celestino will be there. I don't know if he's bringing his sweetheart.
I hope so.
His lightsaber, right?
Yeah.
Right. But those are fun. You get characters there that you don't often see in the parks, and photo opportunities and just really sweet things. And so Valentine's Day approaches, Sweethearts Night is returning to Disneyland. Mike Celestino will be there. We'll have full coverage. Maybe we'll be able to talk to Mike Celestino on Wednesday morning a little bit about it. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I think we also have a look at some of the food. Let me see if I can pull that up for us. Some of the things I'll have at Sweethearts Night. If I could find which one of my 50 tabs that is on. Now that you're back, I will share that with you.
Go for it. What are we looking at? Sweetheart Night from last year?
I know this is a preview of some of the things I'll have back from the food items.
Oh yeah.
I see that Biscoff cookie.
Is that what that is on top? Yeah, it is.
That's what it looks like to me. I don't know if I could just read the caption. That's hard. You have to click the next photo over, not to scroll.
Oh, this is Instagram where they.
It's Instagram.
Don't get me started.
Chocolate covered strawberry waffle things looks like.
Exactly how it reads on the menu. Yes.
This nothing says love like carne asada fries, I think. Or carnitas, probably.
My wife says, I'm not going to kiss you till you have this carne asada fry. And I have my
blood
drink.
orange, I think is what that is.
So Sweethearts Night, as I said, you'll want to watch our Twitter, see characters you don't often see. settings you don't often see. Mike Celestino in a romantic mood. What could be better than that? Did you see Mike Celestino did a Knott's Berry Farm live stream over the weekend, and he got recognized?
I heard about that. I did not see that particular thing, and he thought that maybe people thought he was Peter Soretta, but that was not the case.
Oh, you know what? Cover me just for a moment, Kyle.
Slash film.
Peter
well?
Soretta. I feel like I don't know the facts at all, so I'm going to give my impressions of what's going over there. He is still with Slash Film, and that is his company, but he doesn't run it because he's doing ordinary adventure things. But that is pure speculation.
I know. So I am known that you're a big fan of Slash Film and of him for a long time. And
Yes.
I saw that he's doing this ordinary adventure thing. And then I was on my Instagram and I saw someone I used to work with posted a photo of her son and saying, like, when your 5-year-old meets his favorite YouTubers, and it was Peter and whoever he does that channel with. So I thought that was funny. It reminded me of you guys and Gideon, because he would do the same thing, run into Disney vloggers that you see. So yeah, good to see. I guess they have quite a following on that.
Yeah, Ordinary Adventures, I mean, they're relatively new, but they kicked off really well. I mean, right away, they obviously he's got quite a following, and right away he took off.
Popcorn shirt. Never mind. I'm not gonna make you put Disney vloggers against each other.
No, I love many Disney vloggers. Don't get me wrong, but my favorite vloggers of all actually are not Disney vloggers. They're cruise vloggers, and most of their vlogs are Royal Caribbean. But they have done 2 Disney cruises. They're called Views and Cues, and they're the only vloggers. My wife is not into the YouTube culture nearly as much as my son and I are. They are the ones that my wife likes as well. So Views and Cues, I would love to meet them. There are a couple in Florida who love to take cruises on a whim, usually Royal Caribbean, but they'll do Disney too. And
Nice.
sorry, I've almost found what I'm looking for here. 23 minutes in.
It's okay. You vamped quite well. Oh, you're gonna find the record.
Not getting recognized. I thought it was funny. So.
Yeah, let's watch that. I'm excited to see it, honestly.
Oops, wrong volume. All right. Mike Celestino was live streaming at Knott's Berry Farm over the weekend for their Knott's Peanut celebration. And let's watch. Ooh, we've got double logos. That's okay.
Type ride, almost like sort of like Toy Story Midway Mania.
Okay.
And I was looking up there, and that line is usually pretty long, and it was not the wait wasn't too bad earlier. So the thing with Knott's is I feel like people tend to come a little later in the day. Like people aren't really rope dropping Knott's the way they would at Disneyland.
Okay.
So I think that the lines do get longer and longer as the day goes on. Like even now, it looks way more crowded than it did an hour ago.
Do you have a favorite attraction at Knott's?
What's that?
I'm a huge fan.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks very much. You want to wave and see yourself later on Laughing Place? Hi. Thanks.
Hi.
Sure.
You can't hear me, but hi.
Oh my God,
Oh boy, somebody wants a picture. Hi.
He can't believe it himself.
Thank you.
Is it
Not
busy?
me waving at my
watching.
laptop like I can be seen in the picture.
Wow, that was recorded on the live stream. Big fan.
Oh, I have another fun backstage
We need
story
to
for
speak
you.
about the puzzle
you-
look on Benji's face. I thought was
Mike has a great line here.
Benji was more confused than I was.
We should have asked. What are they? Who's the Bosk fans or what?
Maybe they thought I was Peter Soretta.
But they did go and comment on the video later, so they knew exactly who they were running into. That was a pretty cool
Nice.
moment. So what'd you say?
Mac messaged me and said that Knott's live stream was my MJ flu game. I'm like, oh wow, it went really well. He's like, no, I just had the flu.
Okay. Being sick while you're doing something is not the same as the NJ. Mike knows sports.
Benji's excited about something in the green.
I know. And Luke, of course, notices that he's wearing a Steel Vision shirt. So. But Luke did not like the song, so Luke does not exist. Let's see. Where are we at? Anything you want to mention before we get to our staples as we get to our staples?
Well, if you want to take a look at this thing, and then we'll see where our correspondent is at and see how far out they are. It might be too far out, but
Take a look at what thing.
the Instagram, the new treats that are at Walt Disney World.
Oh yeah, of course. Let's get that. Over at Walt Disney World, I'll let Kyle talk about this one.
Yeah, so if you've watched Barely Necessities, and we've talked a little bit about it too, they've had their Munchlings collection. They debuted at the D23 Expo, and they've been rolling out. And most recently, they had a new collection, like a springtime one. And so they've made a couple of these into actual food items. Like Doobie always jokes about eating the Munchlings, and now he actually can in a way. So the first one here is this Angel Acai Bowl at the Latawada Lodge at Blizzard Beach. If you click to the next photo, you'll see the inspiration for that one, which is the Angel plush, Acai Bowl plush. Another one, I'm a little sad they didn't do a real elote corn, but this is a almond sweet corn cake, and that's near at the outdoor food cart near Cinderella Castle. We're sending Jeremiah over there to try this for us, so hopefully he gets there soon. But that's inspired by the elote corn Donald plush that they have, and then there's also, this seems like it's a standard item that you can get over at the Trolley Car Cafe, and it's a carrot cake whoopie pie, and there's also a Thumper plush that's carrot cake. So the two special ones, the Angel Acai Bowl and the Donald Elote inspired sweet corn cake, those will be available through March 31st. So it looks like they popped up over the weekend and will be there for a couple of months. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool that they're actually doing some real world tie-ins to that Munchling merch collection.
And so I'm just hopeful that people don't make a mistake. They do look similar, and I don't want people eat this, not that. So
Yeah.
we should do one of those. You know how people do, like when you go to McDonald's, this is the healthy dish. We should do an eat this, not that for the Munchlings thing.
Well, we should do a sequel to that video that creeped you out, where they throw all the ingredients in and they pull out the plush. You'll have to pull out the actual food item instead.
Wow.
Except you have to figure out what an acai berry is. I don't know if anyone's ever seen one in the wild.
An
One
acai
of those
berry?
things that just popped up over the past, 3 years, and then suddenly it's everywhere.
Apparently it's a superfood.
I may not even be saying it correctly. I'm probably not, but yeah, it's one of those things you'd always see, like mixed with blueberry.
Yeah, they're nutrient dense, loaded with antioxidants. They may improve cholesterol levels, which, okay. Breathing, juggling may improve cholesterol levels. When you say may, that doesn't really say anything.
But I don't think anyone heard about it before like a decade ago, at most.
Which means it probably existed as something completely different that no one cared about. It's from a palm tree. This is not important to us. But it is fascinating how foods just magically appear at some
Kind of
point.
like pomegranates have been around forever, and then all of a sudden people are like, "Whoa, you can make juice out of it."
Are you yay or nay on pomegranates? Because
if I have regular palm, I've had Palm Wonderful and I like it okay. I don't like how thick it is, so I cut it with like seltzer and make a spritzer, and I like that. But I do like pomegranate flavored things, even though most pomegranate flavored things, unless it's like Palm Wonderful, is mostly like apple with like a drop of pomegranate.
what about just the food,
haze.
like to eat a pomegranate?
Oh, I mean, they're a pain. They're one of the few fruits that I would eat as a kid, because it was just like little bites of fruit. I'm big on texture, and I didn't like the texture of most fruits, but those I like the little seeds. It's just a pain to get them, to work for it. But yeah, I couldn't say the last time I actually tried to eat a pomegranate, because that sounds exhausting.
Right. Yeah, it's a pain. It's almost, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. I used that right? Didn't I?
Yeah, I think that was good.
Pretty proud of myself there. Yeah.
There's Flu Game Mac right there.
You're right.
Lots of vitamin water with side problem.
Mac was the guy in the studio for the Knott's Berry Farm stream we just saw, who was smiling at the camera and waving at the camera from the studio, which I think is hilarious. Not that I haven't done that on Disney Trivia Live many times.
Yeah,
I'm
take a
on camera.
Smile, take a picture.
Right.
I know what you were referencing.
Thank you, because I actually am on camera, so that's
Broadcasting's confusing. Just ask Nikki B. She's a professional.
Not a professional. She's like an Emmy-winning, Oscar, Peabody, Clio, Ace Award winner.
Wow, Ace Awards.
Cable Ace, yes. I don't think she was alive when Cable Aces existed, but she's a Cable Ace Award winner. We have come to that time of the show where we show off the back pockets of the men of LP and some of the my favorite finds on my morning social searches. This one actually comes from yesterday. Did you know we did not do a This Day in History yesterday? But do you know what happened 15 years ago yesterday?
Yes, I do. It's the debut of Ahsoka Tano. So who else but Ashley Eckstein?
Eckstein, correct.
Was celebrating Ahsoka Tano Day.
And she was celebrating it at Walt Disney World. Let's check this out. The original voice of Ahsoka Tano.
Ashley, who are you here with?
Oh, I'm just here with some of my friends in Hollywood Studios for Ahsoka lives in all of us!
Does she mean that literally?
You don't have to accept Ahsoka into your heart?
I mean, I love Ashley Eckstein. I love that she loves Ahsoka and has, in a way, become Ahsoka, embodies Ahsoka. Is there anyone that loves the role they've done more than Ashley Eckstein loves Ahsoka?
I'd be hard pressed to find someone.
Yeah, but it's wonderful, and she's become a part of the, the Disney personality family, hosting things. Very
started a whole company based on it. And Star Wars.
Great. And I've like said hi to her, but I've never like really talked to her. I would love to do an interview with her at some point. And then LPTV. Oh, well, don't get me started on David. I mean, yeah. Whew, David Eckstein, he's the man. All right, this is from I Am the Catalyst. I just thought this was hilarious. There's this guy. This is one of those stitches. This is a stitch from TikTok. The guy on the right has this video that Disney fans keep stitching. You'll see why in just a moment. And this is a stitch that Mickey Mouse actually did with the help of I'm the Catalyst.
I'm at Disneyland right now. Don't ask why I'm here. That's not the point. The point is that there are fully grown adults here, like walking around without children. And they're like, have ears on their head and like, oh, like, can't wait to see Mickey. What? Can't wait to see Mickey. You know, that's just a guy in a suit, right?
Is Mickey allowed to react to that?
Apparently, yeah. Hashtag Disney Cast Life. It's a different world, Kyle. That cracked me up so much. Just, I want to say Mickey's facial expressions, but he doesn't have facial expressions. But it feels like he does, and the way the camera has him when that narrow is, like just the nose with the down angle.
That revelation deserves our mascot to come back.
Don't make fun of me. Don't make fun of me. So anyway, I love that video. That was a pocket pick.
We got breaking news from Stat Boy.
Uh-oh. What, Jeremiah? Really. Oh.
Yeah, on the monorail. So
on the monorail, yeah, we're gonna be able to go live to Jeremiah in a little bit at the Magic Kingdom. But it cracks me up, this whole Disney adult thing. The way that people troll Disney adults. No one cares that they're a Disney adult. No one cares. They just like to troll people. And then the Disney adults get all indignant and write their articles and do their videos and stuff. No one cares.
Yeah, we've never done that.
We've done that because we like clicks too, but it cracks me up. It just cracks me up. All right. Next up on TikTok. That's the one we just saw. All right. Next up on TikTok. I think this is from, I feel like this is Disneyland Paris. Nah, I don't know. You tell me, Kyle. You know.
I will try to tell you.
But the TikToker is, yes, this is from Disneyland Paris. Blondie Bird.
Okay.
Let's watch the arrival of Gaston.
To come and meet Gaston, huh? Who do we have here? Remember, ladies, I'm not here to save lives. I'm here to steal wives. You know what I'm saying?
Here to save lives. I'm here to steal wives. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's definitely Disneyland Paris.
Why is he speaking English?
Do the characters
French
generally speak
character
English
in
there?
France, English.
Do the characters generally speak English there?
I mean, they can speak English, but usually, so like one thing I noticed, like if you're waiting at like a regular meet and greet, like in Avengers Campus, the person that gets you prep, takes your camera and stuff like that, or your PhotoPass card, they'll talk to the character first and be like, "Hi, Spider-Man, we have these," so that the character knows what language you prefer.
Oh, that's interesting. That's cool. But as a question, a French character in Disneyland speaking English with no accent whatsoever. Does he say that here? I'm not here to save lives. I'm here to steal wives. I mean, that seems like a very français, Lumière kind of thing.
Yeah, I do feel like they get away with more. The characters can be a little sassier there and stuff from art.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. We've been really enjoyed character interactions in Paris.
This next pocket pick is from Real Maddie Jean, and you all know I have a soft spot in my heart, which I reviewed as soft spot apparently, a soft spot in my heart for cast members who love being cast members. So this is I believe a Disney college program cast member who was about to find out their role for their first job at Disney. Let me get this a little bit better than that.
Okay, so I'm finding out my Disney role. I'm about to open it. He's excited. That's my little brother. I'm
You're
just
not a Disney shirt, kid.
my dream roles are anything in like the parks. I'm really happy with like any hotel position either, just because I like being around people, and I just really want to be around people when I go. So let's see what I got. You guys ready? Okay.
I wish everyone would do this. Just
Are
get
there
them. I love
fake Maddie jeans?
Okay.
Probably.
I think I got my password.
She's got a lot of
yes. Okay.
followers.
Now it's done.
Apple Orchard Banana Cat Dance 866.
Okay, so I'm at Bayview Gifts. I'm going to be doing merchandise at Contemporary Resort. It's a merchandise position.
Look how happy she is.
That's close enough to the
Okay,
parks.
so I'm finding out my.
That is a good one. If you're going to be at a resort, I think Contemporary is a great one because it's really easy to pop over to Magic Kingdom after your shift.
Agreed. And I looked at some of her other. One of the posts was, "You're so excited about working at a Disney Walmart," and she just responded with all her excitement over how happy she is to be. Why it's so great to work in
Walmart.
merchandise.
It'd be cheaper.
Yeah, that's for sure. This person's clearly never been to Bayview Gifts. And then she has another video where, I went to check out my future place of employment and spent $100. She just went to Bayview Gifts. I don't know. I love cast members who love being cast members. It warms my heart what I have of it. All right. Finally, our last pocket.
You
pick
still
of
have
the
your
day.
full heart. You just have half your stomach.
Is that how it worked? Are we sure we didn't miss a little bit?
I would hope not, but
finally, we got this tweet this morning from Disney Channel asking who wore it best, London, Raven, Miranda, or Lily.
Doobie.
Showing off their berets. We know the actual answer is rerun. And this is coming. I have promised the beret will come.
I'm very excited.
Oh, so excited I cut you off. All right, wrong button. All right, those are our pocket picks for today. Jeremiah, again, is on his way to Magic Kingdom. We'll have him very shortly. We'll do one more fun piece before we get to that, and that is this day in Disney history, the educational portion of our show. On this day in 1883, Eddie Collins was born. Do you know who Eddie Collins is, Kyle?
I do because I read the sheet.
Well, then tell the people.
He something dopey.
Yeah, he was the model and voice of Dopey. One of those things cracks me up because Dopey does not speak in the movie.
Might make some noises.
I feel like he was because David Prowse was the voice of Darth Vader until they realized he's not a good voice for Darth Vader and they overdubbed him. But when he was doing the role, he thought he was the voice of Darth Vader. So Eddie Collins, not related to Eddie Van Halen, as far as I know. On this day in 1951,
something happened.
would you say Phil Collins is the most famous rock drummer of all time?
Ringo.
Really? Okay.
I'd say Phil Collins is the most well-known drummer who's also a lead singer. Like Ringo sang some songs, but he's not like a lead singer.
Okay. I'll give you that. You're much better with music than I am. So Phil Collins, still alive, was born on this day in 1951.
Did you want to show the video?
Did music for Tarzan, including singing it in all the various languages, which was so cool. I've seen this video before, yeah.
Well, we're just watching it in the green room. It's not on the screen.
You know, you can press that button too, Kyle.
I was wondering if you were waiting for a certain part.
Tarzan, Phil Collins recording session.
That's why I was like, we're just sitting here in silence for a second.
All right. That's my
What's your
first
favorite
time.
Phil Collins song? I suspect it might be the same as mine.
That's a good one. Let me Google that.
Do you want
know
to
my least favorite?
Let's see if you agree.
My least favorite by a long shot.
Which one is?
It's the studio.
Oh, yeah. No, my pick is Against All Odds.
No way. Are you serious?
Yes.
Well, I'm looking at the list here. I'm going. Of course, he's going to say "In the Air Tonight," and I'm gonna throw him for a loop by saying "Against All Odds." Is definitely my favorite Phil Collins.
I mean, the best drum fill is clearly "In the Air Tonight," and that's also a great song. But no,
it is a great song, especially I watched a live performance of it not that long ago. It's just mind blowing. How did you know "Against All Odds" was going to be my favorite?
I think we might have mentioned it once before. I think I might have quoted it in Trivia Live. That's usually how these things go.
Wow. Yeah, I love Against All Odds. How can I just let you walk away?
Oh yeah, so we should have said, "Take a look at him now."
On this day in 1974, Christian Bale was born, and here.
Oh, good for you.
This is a compilation of Christian Bale's best moments put together by a YouTuber whose name I just forgot, Yate Bale. And,
he's also a star of Newsies, right?
He is. You're correct, but he is most known in his whole acting career. He is most known as the voice of Thomas in Pocahontas.
The old sea dog, Captain Jones.
There's Thomas there on the left. There he is. There he is. But, yeah, that is his biggest role. Thank you, Christian Bale. Yeah, he was in Newsies, the original Newsies movie. Could have got a clip of that. That would have been a good idea. Thanks, Kyle.
Yep. That's what I'm here for. I didn't think of it until we came on the air. I would have added it if I thought of it earlier, but I was just like, oh, wait a minute. He's in another Disney movie, don't we know?
By the way, This Day in Disney History, I picked these from thisdayindisneyhistory.com, which is a wonderful site. Highly recommend you check them out if you're ever looking for This Day in Disney History. I'm not wearing pads. Christian Bale, is he also in like Mighty Ducks or something? Help me out, Kyle.
Oh, da.
Oh, is that Remember the Titans?
I'm guessing it's from Newsies. Or he's Batman.
It's from Batman. Oh my goodness. Dark Knight. I know that speed. That's not Disney yet, Mac. On this day in 1986, check it out. Steve Jobs purchased a tiny graphics division of a company called Industrial Light and Magic and renamed it Pixar for $10 million. And it has gone on to be worth more than $10 million.
Purchased for $4 billion, right?
I think that's the number. So from 1986, 10 million to 4 billion in 2000.
I can't remember if it was like 4 or 7. It was several billion. How about that?
And you can learn more about the history of Pixar. It's not a laughable Batman line. It's a good Batman line. In the Pixar story, this is what you're looking at here, the trailer for that. Great documentary by Leslie Iwerks, who also did the cool Imagineering story that we've all seen on Disney+. But yeah, Pixar actually goes back to Industrial Light and Magic, and Steve Jobs purchased it, saw something in it, and helped turn it into what it became. Kyle, favorite Pixar movie?
Monsters, Inc.
Really? I don't think anyone has ever chosen that as their favorite Pixar movie before.
I think it's very funny. I love the colorfulness. I love the world and all the puns. It's just works on a lot of cylinders for me.
On this day in 1994, back when NFL seasons were shorter.
What is Disney World?
And the Cowboys still know how to win a playoff game.
Emmett Smith, you and the Cowboys just won the Super Bowl. What are you and your goddaughter going to do next?
We going to Disney World, and we going to Disneyland too.
Was that the last time they were good, or did they have one more year after that?
You know, I can't remember. It's so long ago. I don't remember. They had, 3 Super Bowls in 4 or 5 years. I'm surprised Mac is doing okay. Mac actually is able to make a joke, considering how things went for him today. So this time of year for this day in Disney history is full of Super Bowl stuff because NFL season used to be shorter. So you just saw Emmitt Smith going to Disney World in 1994, and then in 2000, my all-time favorite halftime show,
Super Bowl 34 halftime show. And now we take you to the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida, where a year-long Millennium celebration is taking place.
Hi, everybody. Here in Florida, we're celebrating the future hand in hand. So let the magic begin.
Everyone's favorite version of Spaceship.
Celebration.
I'm going to move ahead to the Super Bowl portion of this. Hey, speaking of Phil Collins.
It all comes together. He was performing on his birthday.
Oh my goodness, you're right.
Disney legend Christina Aguilera and non-Disney legend.
I feel like this is where kind of the crossover started from wholesome Disney halftime show to crazy rock and roll show. They melded the two here in 1994. I'm sorry, in 2000. Check out that band. Oh man, I don't remember watching this, but I must have been in heaven watching this. This thing is huge.
It is huge.
I have watched this since. This is an amazing halftime show. It's on YouTube. This particular version is from Oh My Churro, which has a lot of fun videos actually. Oh My Churro. Go check it out. Celebrate the anniversary of that today. 23rd anniversary of Tapestry of Nations, Millennium Celebration, Super Bowl. So much fun. So awesome. And Phil Collins in it too, performing on his birthday. And finally, on this day in 2021,
something.
Okay. M&M store opened at Disney Springs with some fantastic music. Anyway, you don't need to see the whole thing, but the M&M store opened at Disney Springs. This is a video from our YouTube channel with some amazing royalty-free music you can go watch if you'd like to.
If you like, oompa music with creepy whistling.
A quick question. Having heard that and thinking back to DVC, what is the worst song you heard on our morning news update today?
Well, that one didn't have terrible lyrics. So
You're such a butthead. You're a jerk, butthead. I don't like you. Never did.
Wow.
I believe my wife had you call me.
I can't believe I had your phone number. I typed it in and it said Doobie Mosley. I was like, oh, I guess I have this number.
She said, Kyle's going to call you. I figured it'd be a Slack call. All right, so that is this day in Disney history. We should have Jeremiah soon. I'm going to do a quick recap on today's news. There wasn't a whole lot of big news today.
Let me look.
Okay, you go ahead and take a look. Runaway Railway dropped to $20 for individual Lightning Lane today. Showed you the photo pass.
$215. It was $20.
$215. Oh goodness, thank you. $215 from $20. We showed you that amazing, so amazing. I'm going to show you one more time. Drone show from Disneyland Paris. We'll just let this play in the background while I go through the other stuff. We had talked about the DVC song, which is a great new song advertising DVC. Makes you want to hear their last song. If this is the new song, what was the old song? We've seen what Farrell looks like when he's really cold. He does not like to be cold, apparently. He totally bundles up. Avatar, now the 4th highest grossing movie all time. Trails In is closing. The Disneyland All-American College Band is going on a hiatus. We don't know how long, hopefully not forever. Trails In closing at Walt Disney World. Jeremiah said he'll be right here. So we're going to go live to Magic Kingdom in just a couple of minutes and see what's happening out there. There are pocket picks, this day in Disney history. Check out those drones. He throws his shield and then it turns into a shield off the building with the drones. So amazing. Kyle's doing a quick check to see if any news is broken in the past few minutes.
I'm not seeing anything, although I do see that Michael Jackson's nephew Jafar is to star in a biopic called Michael, and that lets me know that Michael Jackson has a nephew named Jafar.
What were we just talking about where I wanted to mention something regarding it? Oh, the M&M store. So I saw on the interwebs, I don't know if this has been confirmed.
I wondered, now that you mentioned it, I was going to say, I wondered if that was because it was their anniversary.
Right. That M&M characters are going to be there. Walk around M&Ms, which melt in your mouth, not in your hands. So hopefully we get a chance to see that on the internet. Let me just go quick Twitter search, see if I see that. M&M Springs. Seems like a good search. But it's not. Oh, wait. There it is. Yeah, it's a real thing. Here, let me show these real quick. This is cool. This is from the Disney Food Blog. Twitter account. Stop. As you've waited all your life for this moment.
There we go.
They do exist. So yeah, walk around characters of the. I've only seen the peanut M&M. I haven't seen the red M&M. The milk chocolate M&M. That's what they call them now. They're not plain anymore. Doobie's on mute. I don't know if he knows that, but
I know it when you say Doobie. You're on mute.
oh, okay.
So we're waiting for Jeremiah, who is in the Magic Kingdom. He's going to be joining us in just a moment.
Yeah, hopefully for a live Jeremiah tries a thing.
I know, that's exciting. What is the joy we get from watching people eat?
I mean, this one's going to look a little bit like Well, I guess it doesn't have a face on it. That's probably a good move.
So that's the joy we get because they're eating characters?
Mm-hmm.
Later on, is that a man in a costume or a real M&M?
It's J.K. Simmons. It's yeah.
Any update on the proxy issue? Wow, a real legit question. What is the latest on
let me check the world. You might have seen some promoted tweets. Our own Rebecca Mosley says that she's been seeing tons of promoted tweets from Restore the Magic in her Twitter feed. But we won't, it seems at this point that things won't really, not going to get too much of an idea until the 8th, because on the 8th is when the earnings are. So, I mean, I wouldn't say it's out of the realm of possibility that if they know they're going to be bad, that maybe they just try to settle it and let them on then, because the writing will be on the wall if they're bad. But that's kind of my best guess, is that they're kind of waiting to see how those earnings go, because they haven't even set a date for the shareholder meeting yet. So I'm imagining that by then they'll know. So probably about a week we'll have more information. So stay tuned.
So what's interesting right now is if you search Nelson Peltz on Twitter, Unilever, which is another board that he joined as an activist shareholder, has just replaced their CEO in a move that he welcomed, if I'm reading this right. So, he has said he has no interest in replacing Bob Iger. So it is interesting. I don't know what he said. I know nothing about Unilever, but it is interesting that all the Twitter right now on Nelson Pellis is the fact that Unilever just replaced their CEO after he came on as an actor this morning.
We're also expecting news from Bob Iger about the restructure. He said one of the first things he said when he came on in that initial week was, I want to talk to Dana. I talked to all the other heads, and we want to create a new structure. We don't like this the way Bob Chapek restructured the company. So that's probably coming within the next week as well, potentially.
Genie++, where you got to stay tuned to find out all the deep in the know info on Disney corporate stuff. Let me know, Genie++. Hit me down in the comments. All right, Jeremiah's ready. Let's bring him on. How you doing, Jeremiah?
Doing well. How about you guys?
Doing great. Let's solo you from the Magic Kingdom today, where I'm guessing it is in the mid 70s, maybe low 80s.
Low 80s.
Low 80s.
Yep.
Looks like Christmas finally gone.
Yeah, it is, and it's actually. I mean, I just walked into the park myself, but other than a little bit of a line for the Mr. Toad popcorn buckets and the Dapper Dan's crowd, it doesn't seem too bad.
Oh, and we got the Dapper Dans right now. What a way to start the day.
I'm meeting them down on Main Street.
This little speaker thing really throws me. I never know where they actually are.
Oh, they're right there. The speakers up there.
So what are you here for today?
You are the sweetest girl by far down on Old Main Street. Well, this morning I was awoken with the directive of to go eat a corn pop. That's
Excited for you to do that. I hope we get to see you do it. That's what I'm really hoping. Wow. That's so
I am
retro.
gonna. It's so great that they're creating merchandise celebrating the 25th anniversary.
That's
I
right,
am gonna
Genie.
do a Mac tries it all Jeremiah version.
Wow. I had the original version of that shirt.
Yeah, there is. I have that one somewhere. This is what you really need for your keychain, Doobie.
It's so weird to see them celebrating the 25th anniversary of the 25th.
Because they realized that it was awesome all along, and you guys are just rude.
I enjoy mostly the fact that this merchandise is so late that this was supposed to be out like this summer. Here's the carousel dress that is very cute.
Very pretty.
You need this hat, Jimmy.
I said we saw this from Disneyland, I think, and I said that if I were getting married, this would be my bridesmaid dress.
And this would be your bag.
I think you need some more qualifiers on that.
And if I were the bride.
I'm so confused.
Just make Rebecca do it. Hey, you're marrying me. This is your bridesmaid dress.
No, today I was coming in for that, and then hey, I just so happened to have the gimbal, as I've been told, much like Alan Bradley, I'm supposed to sleep with it.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of marriage, do you want to hear a fun fact about the bridesmaid's dress we did actually have?
Yes.
It was from Fredericks of Hollywood.
It's a little revealing.
Yeah, it actually was. It was a nice normal dress, but it happened to be from
Does that still exist?
I think so. I think we block it here on our corporate internet, but yeah, I believe it exists.
Well, you don't block Wikipedia, though.
Excellent point, Kyle. Not as much fun to go to, but
Wow. This conversation turned very strange. We are going to head over to Tomorrowland because apparently there might be some possibly rumored breaking news that might possibly just be something's broken.
that's what breaking news means. Yeah, Fredericks of Hollywood does still exist.
Okay.
Come to Laughing Place TV where you learn all the pertinent information.
We advertise business news. We need to be up on all business.
Can we get them as a sponsor? I think we've probably talked more about them in the past 5 minutes than most other sites have in the past 5 years.
There is more to the story. Go to Wikipedia, read it yourself. I feel we have given this enough time. Moving
About
on.
your bridesmaid dresses?
No.
Wait, your bridesmaid dresses have Wikipedia pages?
About the current status of the company. So we are heading to Tomorrowland, a land that is on the move.
And we're gonna get some a new treat on the air.
We're going to try some new food. We're going to check out and see if something is not there.
I don't think we're going to be trying that on the air because I have to take pictures of it, and I'm here by myself, and I have one hand.
Oh. Well, you can buy two.
Or you can take pictures, leave the stream, take pictures, and then come back on. You know, we are here without you.
We are here 24 hours a day, and I look forward to seeing that new content that's going to be added soon.
I am very excited about that. Martin Vids, who creates some incredible videos, has that we are free to use his content on LPTV. So look for some of that cool stuff coming up on LPTV soon. Very excited about that.
I feel like if we create a block around 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. and called it like Martin's Vault Disney,
Great idea.
Perfect.
I love that idea. Totally. Martin's Vault Disney. Mike Mack, I'm not even going to dignify that by putting it on the screen. But the answer is no.
Was this about the Super Bowl? I'm sorry, the big game?
Oh, no. We're back to bridesmaids.
Oh.
Mack is in a sour mood because the Bengals not only lost, but they A, got jobbed by the referees, and B, had one of the worst final play penalties in the history of football when you take the weight of it, the consequences into context. That was a dumb penalty.
So, talking about the big game, my history of Laughing Place originated, working for Laughing Place with the Super Bowl parade here at Walt Disney World. On February 15th, in the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia, they're having a special opening preview for the Disney 100 exhibit. What happens on the 13th of February?
Super Bowl?
Yes. What happens if Philadelphia wins?
I don't want to be in that city that night.
Well, see, that's fine with me because I don't want to be in Philadelphia ever. I'm just playing Mac. Mac's my audience.
You don't want to be in Philadelphia in
It's
February?
fine. I used to go to Philadelphia all the time as a kid. We go to the zoo. And my mom lives in Delaware, and Delaware doesn't have like any commercial airports, so we have to fly to Philadelphia and drive the entire state. It's fun.
I don't think I've ever been to Philadelphia.
I've never been to Philadelphia, so I'm quite excited. I'm going to go run up some stairs. People tell me I need to do that. Find
I'm
some
sure if
funny
they win,
glasses.
people will just be chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool.
Yep, down on the b-ball court.
Hey guys, hate to interrupt, but
Non-breaking news.
Red Carpet's going to be streamed for Ant-Man Wasp Quantumania on February 6th
That
at
does
8
not
p.m.
deserve the bumper.
No.
We hardly ever get to use the bumper. I want to use the bumper. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can, of course, watch it on YouTube. Probably can watch it on LPTV.
More notably, I'm just going to speculate because I don't think I'm allowed to say anything otherwise. Usually, after the premiere is when the social embargo lifts. So if that holds true...
Wait, are you not allowed to say when the
I
social
don't know if
embargo
we're
lifts?
allowed to say, and I actually don't even know. I'm just speculating that usually after the premiere is when the social embargo lifts. So if you need to use keywords on Twitter that you need to block, that would be the time.
Now is the time.
Oh, I love this place. This has Sunny Eclipse. I love Sunny Eclipse.
Yeah, Sunny Eclipse is just down in the pit. That's all he is.
Is he coming back?
I don't know. He's disappeared before due to work. There was one
Okay.
time where they cut the power cable to him, and he was out for months. But why Club Tinsel? I don't know.
Is that like, I know they do dance parties in here a lot. Is that related to one of those?
The Club Tinsel is the Mickey's the Very Merry Christmas Party dance party.
Oh, so that may not be happening anymore. All right, so Sunny Eclipse is gone for now.
Yeah, so they put up the lighting. Normally where what everything is on here, that goes up and Sunny is on the stage underneath it. So.
Oh, like the old Tomorrowland Terrace.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. So.
All right, well, thanks for checking this out. We've got the latest on Sunny Eclipse. What's the latest on Tron? How close can you get? What can we see over there?
Let me head over, see what we can see. You know how much I have missed these warm days doing a walk and talk, Doobie?
Not at all?
No. And it is, where I was parking, there was some nice cloud cover, and now that is all gone, so.
Well, it's sleeting over here, so I don't know. You can take a pick.
If I'm outside, I'd rather have the sun. If I'm inside, I'd still rather have the sleet.
Well, I do have to go walk the dog soon, so yeah, I'm gonna have to put on my long underwear and like several layers. It's gonna be so much fun.
Train the dog to walk himself.
And I got to tell her not to pull because she's gonna get me to break my butt on the ice.
Kyle is in concussion protocol due to a fall walking Rigby. You always know where you are when you hear the brrr, brrr.
Yep. Caution. Wingapo. Yeah, there's crowds, but I wouldn't say it's that busy. So we're probably in that little bit of a lull that'll turn into packed to the rafters come about April 4th or so. Oh, by the way, did I win the individual lightning lane pool for
You did.
Runaway Railway?
You won both
did.
showcases. You hit it on the nose.
Yes. So don't forget that during Parks Talk today. So
Although it fell today to $15, so I think you retroactively lose a little bit. I don't know how that works. That's up to you.
I think he's good.
I'll give back the hot tub, okay?
Okay. Which was valued at?
Was it an outdoor one? Was it a blow up one, or was it the
A blow up one.
Yeah, they blow up hot tubs.
That sounds like a accident waiting to happen. I'm pretty sure that's the leading cause of house fires and burnt bottoms.
Are burnt bottoms a big problem?
If you have an inflatable hot tub, then yeah, I'd imagine so.
Gideon will be disappointed, even though it is in the low 80s. The soak zone is off.
Yeah, that's a shame. It should be on. Where are we headed right now?
We're in the Storybook Circus area, heading towards Barnstormer. That their lightning lane is back down to the entrance, and the wait time is a 30-minute wait, and it looks like it's wrapping back around.
Is Gideon still a Splash Zone fan?
No, I don't think so.
I'm like, he was 13. I'm not going to judge him, but also.
Oh, you'd be amazed at what he is a fan of, but not Splash Zone.
I just feel like he'd probably prioritize other things at this point in his theme park going life.
And Black.
So we do have the Walt Disney World Railroad heading right through the small tunnel of Tron.
Tron Tunnel.
Kyle, this is actually a good question. Maybe you remember better than I. Shanghai, did Tron Light Cycle Power Run, wasn't the final car designed for guests with disabilities?
I'm not sure, because I don't think I ever saw it. I don't know if I like paid that much attention. There's so much going on that we wrote it like an hour after the park opened, and so it was more just like, oh my gosh, we get to do this, that I probably wasn't taking every part of it in like I should have been. But
yeah, my
that's a
friend
good
just
question.
asked because it's a big fat panda, so he is of the size of I need to be able to ride this.
Oh, when you name your kid Big Fat Panda, what do you expect to happen?
But I could swear hearing something about the back car of at least one of the trains had normal type seats, and watching it I can't tell anything because it's too far away.
Fake producer Luke just sent me a photo from Twitter that we can show of, yes, you are correct. They do have special seating ones in the back.
This is from SoCal 360. Let's show what's referring to. There you go. Wow, that's just like a regular seat. I had no idea.
Yeah, I remember that in Shanghai as something that was awkward because really they didn't have a lot of coasters in Shanghai that met disability needs, but Disney made sure of it.
I assume they'll have that in Florida.
I
would love to know for sure. Yeah, I had no idea. Tron just had, because the seating on Tron is an interesting arrangement, but they just have a plain old ordinary coaster seat. That's great.
Yep, Juby, you can ride Tron, but you still can't ride Secret Life of Pets.
But I want to ride it the real way. I want to feel the breathing motorcycle between my legs.
I don't think that means what you think it means.
Is Tron rainproof? Does Tron run in the rain?
Yes, because it's all under the canopy.
It would have to rain really, really hard.
Yeah.
Can it get wet? I mean, because it does rain really hard. Can it get coasters can get wet?
And if there's a leak, it can get wet, but I think it should be covered.
Okay.
Yeah, the canopy, the inflatable canopy. Yeah, if they have to shut it down due to rain, that's a hurricane up there.
I love to ride Big Thunder in the rain. The rain pelting against you. It's a fun, very fun rain ride. You have a good rain ride, Kyle?
Fun in the rain ride. Well, it has nothing to do with it, except the only time I get to ride Peter Pan's flight at Disneyland was when it was raining and there were no crowds.
That's not what I meant by rain ride.
I know it's not what you meant, but that was the first thing where my mind went.
Hey, we have a comment. Orange Grove 55 with a Disneyland on Saturday. Wondrous Journey is such a love letter to animation. Many tears in the crowd.
Most of them Tony's.
Many tears in my home when I watched it on video too. It is a fantastic show. Have you seen it, Jeremiah, on video?
No, I'm gonna wait and see it in person.
All right. One of
I know
those
I'm that
people.
guy. Yeah. I really want to try to identify every single animated feature that appears, including Black Cauldron, Fox and the Hound, and Home on the Range.
Well, they're all in there. You just have to. Some of them are only in one location though, so you have to see it from all four.
I mean, that is very smart that they did it so it is multiple locations. Especially because I heard how busy Main Street was on the opening night.
We watched a little bit of the Rivers of America earlier on the show today. That to me looks like the place to see it because the ability to use the water as well, and it's not just water screens; it's water effects, and it's really cool.
No, I always loved watching the fireworks from post Phantasmic because, as the announcement would say, just stay right here and look to your right, and you'll see it.
Yeah, those were the days. Where is this wishable food located?
It's at one of the food carts near Cinderella Castle is what it said. Jeremiah would probably, based on that, I'm guessing Jeremiah has a better idea of what that means than I do.
I do not. I'm heading that way to find a food cart near Cinderella Castle.
You're hunting for
Let
a
me
food
double
cart.
check the Instagram, but that is basically what it said, if memory serves. Let's see here. Outdoor food carts, plural. Near Cinderella Castle, so you might have a few options. This morning, the Disney Eats also shared. It says, "Ooh, look what we spotted at Tokyo Disney," and it's the little green men mochis that have been out for 15 years.
Oh no, now they're individually packaged though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's 3 per pack, so you don't have to buy them in the bowl anymore. Now you can just walk up and get them in a pre-packaged 3-pack.
I don't know. This looks exactly like what I had when I was there in 2010.
Yeah,
but
that is exactly what I had also. But I was seeing that they do have the packages now. Oh, good. Perfect timing for... Okay, it's just a cavalcade. Answer the call, Dewey. Answer the call.
that's what he had to do yesterday when I needed to ask him about Hamburger Helper.
Oh, that Disney 100 cavalcade, Kyle, was that day only, or is that a thing now?
I haven't seen anything about it, surprisingly. I saw that people said there was a thing. I haven't seen much other coverage of it.
Okay.
So I'm not 100% sure.
We should make sure Mike checks for that on his visits.
It is on his to-do list.
Okay.
For when he goes for Sweethearts Night.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure.
Oh, I found it. It is at this food court. Food cart.
All right.
At least it's at this one. At least there might be others.
Yes.
But...
So yeah, I'll take some pictures and then I'll come back on, and then somebody will have to record it so I can do a Jeremiah tries things Mac style Jeremiah tries things. Whatever.
Sounds
I'll be
good.
back.
We'll come back to you in a few minutes. I will vamp with Doobie until then.
All right, so Jeremiah is going to be eating shortly, and all the internet awaits this moment. In the meantime, I did see there's some cool new merchandise that we just put up a story about. And that is, Kyle, are you a big Dooney and Burke fan?
I have been at times. I think this one looks pretty cool. This one's a little bit different than the normal style because usually it's like a pattern. And one of the things is if a lot of people like to buy, people that are fans of Dooney and Burke like to buy them in person because you want it like that, where you want to make sure that you have the elements that you like the best fully present in the right places. Because, there are some things that could get cut off or covered. So it's interesting to me to see that kind of like singular design at the top there, but this is more like what regular Dooney and Burke. And I really love this color scheme and this retro symbolism and things like that. I think this is probably one of the better ones I've seen from them as of late.
I like it too. And then I saw the prices, but it is very cool. I like this.
Well, see, that's the thing is like there's so many of these collections and stuff that Becca and I both kind of like, but buying a handbag is like too much money. So then we look at the wallets, but now we have like a million wallets that we don't need. So
that sounds like such a collector thing. I can't afford the handbag, so I'll just get the wallet. Don't need a wallet.
Well, that's why I need like a little card holder because I can use one of those, just like 4 credit card slots, 2 on each side. Give me one of those, please.
Let's see. Just checking the Twitter, seeing if there's anything we mentioned. The Quantum Mania is going to be live streamed on February 6th, which, by the way, is my birthday. All presents accepted. We didn't even mention the Disney 100 monorail today, which is still the second best part of the celebration.
Yep. Especially when you sync it up with Depeche.
Just can't get enough.
Or as Giddy would say, Depeche mode.
That kid, he likes to make me angry.
Yeah, I think that's what teenagers are supposed to do.
Yeah, but he's a nice teenager, so I don't know. He could be a lot worse. What was your highlight of your Disney weekend, Kyle?
The highlight of my Disney weekend. Well, I actually got some sad news in the world of Disney that I forgot until right now. One of the executive producers and writers of Mysterious Benedict Society announced that it was ending its run on Disney Plus after 2 seasons, which not unexpected on my part, but still disappointing. It was a satisfying conclusion, and it probably makes sense, especially because those kids are like growing up so fast. but they did kind of leave a little tease for if there was another season. So I'll forever wonder what that was about. I guess I could go read a book, but that's not fun. So yeah, sad about that. And I guess I didn't see that from Mr. Tony Hale. So yeah, more confirmation that the show is done. But if you haven't seen those first 2 seasons, they're a lot of fun. I described it as like a Wes Anderson movie for kids in terms of the style, not necessarily like the narrative portion, although some of that too. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I didn't get, a huge push, but not a lot of stuff on Disney Plus does, to be honest. So
it is a different show, which is to be, applauded. It is. I watched a little bit of the first season. My wife watched it a lot, so I would just be in the room while she's watching it a lot. And it was out there. It was interesting, and very family friendly. And yeah,
and it's also something that I wouldn't have watched if we didn't do that virtual escape room together. That's what I was like, oh, this is interesting. Like the vibe that you got from doing that experience, I was like, okay, this could be pretty fun. Let's check it out. And we really enjoyed it, and we're really looking forward to season 2. And then when it got to the end of season 2, we're like, okay, this is probably over. But also, if in season 2, it was funny how they're supposed to be traveling like the world. They're supposed to be over in Europe, and you're like, well, that's the Queen Mary, and this is the Santa Ana train station. There's all sorts of SoCal locations that we recognize.
So, without giving away spoilers, how did it have a satisfying enough end?
I think so. Yeah, there's just a little, like the last little bit of dialogue is a tease for a future season, but it wasn't a cliffhanger per se. So, there'll be that curiosity there, but I still like the way it ended.
And some other news from the weekend, Star Wars is coming to Wheel of Fortune, and they are looking for contestants. So I hope Mike Celestino has applied for this. Do you know if he has?
I don't know, but yeah, I think that he's a shoo-in. Should be okay.
Yeah, I hope he's applied for this. And can you imagine if he got on, how much fun that would be? And then if he got on and lost, how much more fun that would be for us for like the rest
Well,
of the
you never know.
eternity.
Sometimes there's things like, I don't know if this is technically being employed by us. I don't know if he counts as being employed by media. So he might not qualify to be on the show. So there's those sort of considerations, but I think
we're only media when it's to our benefit. Otherwise, we're just a fan site and we don't count. All right,
no,
while we wait for,
as they say in the entertainment industry, it's like, well, technically he works in the entertainment industry, right?
I'm not sure he technically works in.
Now, just a minute.
While we
Any
wait
excuse
for Jeremiah to return, why don't we take a couple of minutes and re-listen to the best part of our show?
Okay. I want people to listen carefully to these lyrics.
The adventure inside your heart is pulling you close to where the future starts.
You guys have been saved. Are you back, Jeremiah?
Yes, can't you tell by the sweat dripping off my face? Jeez. Sorry, that was me trying to get everything ready and trying to dry off some.
Your t-shirt looks pretty plain today, Jeremiah.
It does because it's hot.
So what are we trying? Don't bite it. Tell us what we're eating.
Almond corn cake, munchling inspired by one of the Donald Munchlings.
It looks like real corn.
I know, isn't it amazing?
A big lump with knobs. It has the juice.
Oh, don't.
Oh, is this the corn kid?
I avoid that like the plague. And that's hard on TikTok. All right,
Okay.
so let's give it a bite.
I'm going to bite off the hat, too.
This has been Jeremiah Tries a Thing.
It's pretty good. It tastes just like the larger one that they had, I believe, for the Not So Scary. That if you go back and watch our vlog for that, I believe Mac and I both tried that and we enjoyed it.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it feels like a takeoff, but I do think it's a cute idea to do to turn those munchlings into real things. And I don't know if you saw that there's also an acai bowl at Blizzard Beach that looks like Angel.
Yes, and then there's one at Hollywood Studios. I don't remember what that one was.
Yeah, that one's a Thumper carrot cake, and I'm not 100% sure if that's actually. It sounds like it might be one that already exists because it only lists these two as being exclusive through the 31st, March 31st. So that one might be there all the time, but still.
Yeah, this is just left over from Christmas. It's not, or Halloween, but it's good.
So on the Jeremiah scale of avoid to kill a small child to get to, where do you rank this?
I'd put it right in the middle at it's worth a try.
Hey.
It's Instagrammable for sure, because that looked really it was impressive when you held it up. It looked like a corn.
I have some pictures, some video. I will definitely
Welcome, friends, to the world's most
do we want to stick with
magical
me
celebration
while I finish this and then go over to Splash Mountain?
50th anniversary of the Magic Kingdom.
I wonder if people are watching you and got freaked out, like, how is he eating a corn cob like that?
With Mickey's magical friendship fair.
I thought it was corn. I was very confused.
Just a few moments. It all starts right here. Where the
It's like,
magic
have you ever watched that
feels
show, Is It
like
Cake?
home.
Yes.
The cob.
Is it corn?
Actually, I need to move along with my day. So unless someone else wants to take over this walk and talk,
what's
I think
Mac
we may
doing?
just have to say goodbye.
No, I think we're good. We can go get some photos of sunny eclipse lists.
And I'll get some splash photos, and yep, all should be good.
Cool.
All right, guys. Well, thanks very much, Jeremiah, for joining us. You can see Jeremiah and myself later on today, 4 p.m. Pacific, at Disney's Park Talk Live, where we talk about the week in Disney theme park news. And I think that's all we've got for today. Yeah.
Yep.
So, thanks for joining us this morning on our morning wake-up show. We'll have another one tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., and of course, we'll go live whenever news breaks.
So if we're doing the morning wake-up show, are you the cruise director there, Doobie? Are you?
Yeah, you call me Clayton.